head into the park and meet up with my family. Pretty excited.
This chamber has no windows and no doors, which offers you this chilling challenge to find a way out.
Disneyland today. We did almost everything. It was a great day at Disneyland. Now we're in California Adventure in Cars Land, and we're just waiting for the lights to come on as the sun goes down. It's a great end of the day. I'm excited for tomorrow. It's really fun to be a tourist for a little bit and not have to worry about heading home and traffic and all of that horrible stuff that you have to worry about at the end of a Disney day, and just enjoy some time. It's been a really great day. So today I'm working on putting together some sock set combos to add those to the shop. I wanted to get some done with the new colors that I added to the shop earlier this month. So I'm dyeing up some tonals and just playing around with color today. So it's gonna be fun. Hopefully I can get those all done and into the shop by tomorrow. The main thing on today's to-do list is to get March's color of the month dyed up. I've got to do things a bit early this time around because I'm going to be out of town on March 1st, so I've got to get things dyed and give it time to dry and get it photographed and scheduled into the shop so that it can release on March 1st and I won't have to worry about it while I'm on vacation. I'm excited to dye up the March color. The photo I chose has a lot of floral inspiration, and actually a lot of the submissions for the March color were floral inspired. I think a lot of people are pretty ready for spring to be here. And the one I chose has like peachy tones and bright pops of color in it, so I'm pretty excited for that. I think it's going to be a great spring color. Knitting roundup, I have 2 projects to share that I'm working on along with one finished object, but first I've got to share these gorgeous yarn babies that just arrived last night all the way from Indonesia. These are both from Papa Put Yarns, and they are an indie dyer in Indonesia, and look at these colors. They're just like perfectly beachy, summery colors. This one is especially my favorite. Yikes. I am so in love with this coral. Oh boy. So both of these yarns are on the Tough Sock base, which is a 75-25 merino nylon blend, and it comes with 400 meters per skein, which is about 436 yards. And it is a lovely 2-ply. You guys know how I love my 2-ply sock yarns. And this gorgeous coral is called Barong is the colorway. I mean, look at the speckles in there with the coral. Oh yes. And then this lovely beachy tone is called 8-bit. So pretty. I've been admiring Papa Put yarns for a while on Instagram, but this was the first time that I snagged a few from the shop update. So really excited to have these added to my indie dyer collection. So just a few days ago I finished my Aowen socks. The yarn is from Valkyrie Fibers. It is a self-striping sock yarn on the matte sock base in the Aowen colorway. And I just had to really, I think last time I shared these I had to finish the toes and the heels. And now they're done. I just worked an afterthought heel for mine, and not sure how I feel about them because the little join here is a little messy, I might have to go on YouTube and watch a video or two to see how people work their afterthought heels. What I did was I picked up one extra stitch to try to avoid holes, but it just is not as neat as I'd like. I think I did this one first. The second one looks better, so maybe I've learned my lesson. But I worked the heel down to 15 stitches on each needle, so 30 total stitches, and then Kitchener it together. And it fits really wonderfully, so I do like that aspect of things. But yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the afterthought heel. I like that it continues the stripe, but I might just have to find some scrap yarns to work my heels in for stripy socks, because they just come out looking a little bit neater in my opinion. But that's also just my own limitations of my skills. So I'm excited to get these finished. I'm totally on a scrappy sock, I mean not a scrappy, a self-striping sock kick right now, because I already cast on another pair with the mustache yarn that I got a while back. So these will be joining my box of socks, which makes two pairs of socks in my box of socks. And they also qualify for the knit along that Lauren of Valkyrie Fibers is hosting, which is the Unexpected Journey knit along for Tolkien themed projects. So pretty excited about that, and I love this. Love. This week I also just barely made it to the sleeve separation on my La Dame de Fer cardigan, which is what I was aiming for this week. Admittedly, not a lot of knitting got done this week. I was busy with family being in town and going to Disneyland and trying to get myself organized in these past couple of days to get ready to go to Puerto Rico tomorrow. So not a ton of knitting this week, but I made it to the sleeve separation. That's right where I am, about to put the sleeve stitches on scrappy yarn. So, whew. But loving this gorgeous slip stitch design on the yoke of the La Dame de Fer. And after I get the sleeves set off, then it's just stockinette city. So hopefully this one will start working up a little bit quicker. And I cast on one new project this week, which is actually a test knit for Mara Lacole Designs. She put out a call on Instagram and I immediately loved the shawl, but I wasn't really sure if I could get it done in time, so I didn't want to commit to the test. But I sent her a note. I let her know that I love the design, but I was traveling, and she said, that's fine. If you need a little bit more time, take it. So I just cast this on Sunday during the Oscars. This was my Oscar knitting, and oh my gosh, look at that. It's just so gorgeous. I've worked one repeat of the lace pattern of this shawl, and it has kind of like this X with eyelets in between. It's just so gorgeous. I'm using my own hand-dyed yarn on the sock base, and because of the intricate, beautiful stitch pattern on this, I went with a tonal instead of a speckle because I really want the pattern to stand out and shine. So I needed a tonal or a really light speckle. And I actually have a good deal of tonals left over still from stitches. I dyed up a bunch on my sock base to bring with me to stitches, and my tonal's just, it's not what I'm known for. So I still have a ton left over, but this colorway, Terracotta, is probably my favorite tonal that I dyed up in the fall for stitches, and so I couldn't resist. It was sitting there, it was calling to me. So just barely started on this beauty, but this one will definitely be coming with me for plain knitting on my way to Puerto Rico. I think I'm going to actually pack pretty light for vacation knitting. I just never get as much knitting done as I imagine when I go on vacation. So why take up precious luggage space with a bunch of knitting that I know I'm not going to work on? So that shawl will definitely be coming with me, and then I've got to decide what else. Socks probably, but which socks? Oh boy. So I will be out of town for most of the week next week, so I better not set too crazy a knitting goal for myself. Let's see. I don't know. I'm not even going to set any knitting goals for myself. Whatever knitting gets done next week is going to be what I had planned.